It's pretty much a disaster on all fronts, and it's a pretty shameful episode in American diplomacy, in my opinion.
Yeah, Scott, I see you want to get in there. What?
Well, they haven't even met yet. And, you know, he's been trying for months to get a meeting like this scheduled to try to bring the killing to an end, which we should all hope and pray for, A. B, he's been pretty tough on the Russians lately.
Really?
C, he's been in pretty close contact with Zelensky
Tough on
as
the
well.
Russians?
And so the reality is this has to end at some point, and the only way it is ever going to end is if both parties feel like they won. They're never going to send, the reality is you're never going to see Vladimir Putin take a knee and wave a white flag, and you don't want Zelensky to do that either. This has to end in a way where both parties feel like it was a negotiation that they can walk away from and tell their people, we got out of this in the best possible way.
Trump meeting with Putin and not Zelensky, and leaving Zelensky out of
it. How do you know they're not in touch with Zelensky?
Well,
they're prejudging this as a failure a week before the meeting even happens is totally irresponsible.
No, it's accurate, and it's actually very
And what's the
predictable.
alternative? Just to let them go on for
No, the alternative is to support the Ukrainians.
Sure, I want the war to end too, but do I think Vladimir Putin is going to get us to liberty and freedom?
Well, wait,
No.
let me play this out, actually. So you think we cannot negotiate with Putin? Who are we supposed to talk to? There's two parties in the war.
Ukrainians are supposed to
We are
negotiate
talking to
with the
Zelensky.
Russians.
They have been talking. We have been providing weapons to the Ukrainians. We cut a deal to do it through NATO, which was a good thing. We have the relationship channel open with the Ukrainians. In order to end this, there's no one else to talk to unless you want to invade Russia and overthrow the government. But I don't think anybody wants to do that. That's the only player on the field. We're not siding with anyone. We're trying to end a war between
Trump
two
is
parties.
obviously taking the Russian position.
Was he siding with the Russians when he cut a deal with NATO to put more weapons into Ukraine? Didn't sound like it to me.
He was siding with the Russians. Trump has put us on the wrong side of the Russia-Ukraine war, and that's a disgrace, Scott. And we should all be able to see that.
We literally just cut a deal with NATO to put hundreds of millions of dollars worth of weapons in the hands of the Ukrainians. We are not on the Russian side. We are on the side of trying to get a peace agreement.
I'm not saying Trump has a consistent policy.
I mean, you were in the room in 2018 in Helsinki when this happened. What do you make of the fact that Putin has now been invited to Alaska?
Well, it's very gracious of Putin to come to former Russian America for this summit. This is not quite as bad as Trump inviting the Taliban to Camp David to talk about the peace negotiations in Afghanistan, but it certainly reminds one of that. The only better place for Putin than Alaska would be if the summit were being held in Moscow. So the initial setup, I think, is a great victory for Putin. He's a rogue leader of a pariah state, and he's going to be welcomed into the United States. Second, I have a feeling this is sliding very quickly in Russia's direction. We're not quite back at February the 28th in the Oval Office when Trump told Zelensky, you don't have any cards. But what's happening is that Russia and the United States are discussing what terms they're going to present to Zelensky. And it may well be that Zelensky has no choice here. Surrendering is always one way to get a peace deal. And it seems to me, you listen to Trump talking about how things are progressing, that even without the meeting, Putin's got his old magic back with Trump. And all that disappointment, all that outrage, so on and so forth. Now you're talking about a deal between Trump and Putin. Think of the press that will get. I have to say, from the strategic perspective, from the U.S. interest perspective, this was not a good day.
Well, I mean...